your syllabus, we have gender issues as one of the topics under contemporary issue. And under gender issue, we're looking at notable women in the Bible and their contributions. And also be looking at specific roles of women in the modern society. So the first question you should be able to answer is, what is gender issue? You should be able to explain what gender issue means. From the word gender, you're already familiar with, when you want to fill a form and you see gender, you already know that what they're asking you is, are you a male or female? So you already have understanding that gender has to do with the male or female. So when they say gender issue, what I think should come to your mind is that they are asking you about the issue that pops up between male and female. The issue of, okay, who is superior or who is meant to do this and who is meant to do that. So looking at this definition that I gave to gender issue, gender issues include all aspects and concerns related to women's and men's lives. So when you're talking about gender issues, that's all aspects and concerns related to women's and men's lives. Solely, like anything that has to do with women and men, how men do things, how women do things. So gender issues include all aspects and concerns related to women's and men's lives and situation in the society. So it's not just about their life, it's also related to the situation in the society. That is, how does society see men? One thing about society is that when men commit adultery, they feel like, oh, okay, I think adultery is when they are married, they feel like, oh, he has every right to do that. But when a woman does that, they feel like, oh, this person does not respect marriage and all that. So that's the way society view women in that aspect. So it has to do with aspects and concerns related to women's and men's lives and situation in society. So the way they interrelate. So the gender issue has to do with how men and women relate in society, their differences in access to and use of resources. So what do they have access to? There are some things that women have access to that men do not have access to. I know that there are some places in Nigeria that before you enter, like maybe a girl and a boy wants to go and register for something, there is this understanding that push the girl forward first, especially if it's a man that they're going to meet, because they feel like the man, there's a way men will see lady and they will just, even if they are not in the mood, they will just calm down and tell you to come in and all that. So that means sometimes women have more access into some places than men. Their activities and how they react to changes, interventions and policies. So now if you want to break this definition down, we need to be able to remember. You already know that talking about gender issues, right? Talking about gender issues, we are talking about things like, so you can pick how men and women interrelate, how men and women interrelate. That's one of the things that we look at when we are talking about gender issues, how men and women interrelate. The second one is the differences in access to and use of resources. So you can just break that into differences. I believe you should be jotting some things down. Differences in access to resources. So I think they're asking you your exam. And if you can break this, it will be easy for you to explain what gender issue is. So we are talking about gender issue now. The first thing is how men and women interrelate in society. That's actually an issue. Because there's this understanding in some tribe in Nigeria that they feel women should not talk when men are talking. So one issue, other gender issue is how men and women interrelate in the society. They will tell you, oh, women should not talk about it. There are some churches that will not allow women to even climb their altar. You get, so how do they interrelate? And then the next point, other gender issue is differences in access to resources. We have different access to resources. There are some things that you can access as a woman that a man will not be allowed to. There are some favors that a woman can get that a man cannot get. So difference in access to resources, then differences in access to use resources. That's another. So you can just put /use to use resources. And then another thing, their activities of what? Of men and women. Activities of men and women. that a man can do and a woman cannot do. For example, when it comes to politics in Nigeria, the reason why I'm giving you this example is that now when they ask you to explain gender issue, let's say in your example, they expect you to give examples, give illustrations. So that's why you have to think wide. That is going to actually make your response to be much, because they don't expect scanty responses from you. So you can see that now when I mentioned how men and women interrelate, I talked about how they relate in society. For example, in society in Nigeria, like I think Yoruba people believe that when men are talking, women should submit. So you can give that example that in Nigeria, in Yoruba tribe, difference in access to resources. In some situations, there are times that women have more access to some resources than women. And then there are things of women and women. Talking about Nigerian politics, when in a situation whereby a woman stands up and says she wants to become the president of Nigeria, even her fellow women will be like, this person cannot be that, you're just deceiving yourself. That's a woman instead of us to support the person. So we have limited access to some things we can do. That's why activities of men and women can also be an issue under the gender matter. Then how men and women react to changes. That's also another issue to look at. How men and women react to changes. How men and women react to changes. That's another thing to look at. And then how they react to interventions, how they react to policies. Now talking about changes, so that because of time, talking about changes. Now you realize that in your home, when something that maybe something bad, there's a way a woman will scatter everywhere and start shouting, like start crying. But a man can just calm down and just process things and how to fix things. So we have different ways in which we react to changes. So in a nutshell, what gender issue is talking about is concerns that are related to men and women's lives. So now the concerns are what we are now looking at, how they interrelate, the differences in access to and use of resources, the activities, how they react to changes, interventions and policies. So I just go over it again. Gender issues include all aspects and concerns related to women's and men's lives and situation in society, to the way they interrelate, their differences in access to and use of resources, the activities and how they react to changes, interventions and policies. So you should be able to, the definition should be able to explain gender issues without making any mistakes at all. So what we are going to do now is we are going to look at notable women in the Bible. One thing about the Bible is that we have several men that contributed to, the lives of the people in the Bible. We can't even count all of them. We have the lives of Samuel, Elijah, Elisha, Abraham and all that. But there are some notable women that we can actually not put aside as well. So under gender issues, as far as this course is concerned, they want us to look at the notable women in the Bible and their contributions. So what